this particular Christmas present that came through, which is some solo wargaming or solitaire gaming. Now this one is the English Civil War, and it's an excellent little book by Mike Lambo, which has a large amount of scenarios in it that you play yourself versus an AI that it generates. And spoiler alert, I've not managed to beat it yet, so we're going to have a run through tonight and see if I can actually beat it with anyone watching. Which of course will mean as it won't, naturally, because it's me. So let's go over to the battlefield and have a look, shall we? Well, here we are. And we'll start off with the first one in the book, the Battle of Edgehill, 1642. So you can see here is the map. It's all quite abstracted. It's quite nice. So you've got Edgehill here, and the sort of plain and Kyneton's this direction. Now in the book, it tells you which side you're going to be. Now you're not always the parliamentarians, but on this scenario, you are the parliamentarians. So that's who we're going to be. Now what it tells you is, there is actually a page in the book which I haven't managed to show on here, but it's basically it's off screen next to me, and it tells you how you set up your army, and then it has a randomised way of how the opposing army sets up. We are going to be outnumbered in this scenario, so it says for us we set up first, and we have to place a counter on each of the hexes, or on the hexes with the black triangles on. So that's our starting position. We get 2 musketeers, 2 pikemen, 2 cavalry, and a cannon. So we might as well set up in the sort of traditional manner of the 17th century. So I'm going to put the cannon in the middle there, and I'm going to put pike either side, like that. I'm going to flank that with muskets either side. There's muskets in the trees here, you see MP and little cannon symbol, and these are my horse, so they're going to go on the flanks there. So a fairly standard sort of deployment. And there's my turn track as well. So we have the victory conditions here are we have to remove or demoralise all the enemy before the time runs out. So far that's not happened to me. So now we roll up and find out where the opposing side are going to be. So we have a cannon first of all. It says you set up D6. So we roll the dice, and that's where the enemy cannon are going to be. In this case, hex number 2. So that's going to be right at the back up here. Oops, it's using fingers. So cannon there. Now, 2 sets of cavalry, D6 plus 18. So 18 plus that, 23. So 1 horse there. And 18. 21. Okay, over the other side. So they're looking like they're sort of mirroring our deployment. 3 musketeers, which is 2d6 for each one. So what do we have here? Put that on. Square number 6. Square. Hex even. And oh, number 6. We'll re-roll that one. Oh, come on. Get more than a 6 here. What have we got there? 3. 2, 3, someone in the middle. And last lot of muskets, 7 down here. Okay, there. And 3 lots of pike, which are 3d6. So that's 30. Where's that? There. Ah, stand in front of your muskets, why don't you? Clever. 4, 5, 6, 9. Some in the middle. Rather confused royalist setup here. And 10. What's us there? Okay. So pike here with muskets behind. Some muskets out the side. Horse either side and cannon there. We'll just get straight into the game and we'll sort of show you how. I'll talk you through how it works as we go along. it's fairly simple, fairly abstracted, and it's all D6 based. And everything is, in this case, I'll put it into the camera here. Here's the sort of the setup thing, and this is also shows you the AI that's going to run it. And then there's the stats as well for what you need on 2d6 to hit various things. And you've got your terrain modifiers and stuff on the bottom, so everything you need to play out the game is available there. You can play it in the book, or rather nicely on Board Game Geek, someone has done a file of all the battle maps. So what I've done is I've printed them double-sided on bits of card that are cut to fit inside the book, and obviously cut out the counters from a PDF available online as well, so I don't need to damage the book. So I've got everything I need to play every scenario in the book, which is good. Of which, as a matter of fact, there are 15 different scenarios. If this goes quite well and people enjoy it alongside me, we may do some more. Who knows? So let's make a start, and I believe it says in this one, I believe we go first. Yes, we do. So we activate our player units, then we activate the enemy units, then we check whether the turn tracker is full. So the little mechanic they've got here is that in your area here, you see I've got dice allocation. So 1s, 2s and 3s are move orders, 4s, 5s and 6s are attacks, and 6s are rallies, which stop demoralised units from fleeing. So what you need to do is you get a dice for every unit that you've got on the board, and you roll it, and you use that to activate. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we roll 7 dice, and that's going to give us what we're going to be using. So I've got some rallies there. Now it does say that once only you can re-roll 2 or more matching dice if desired. So we might as well re-roll these 2 6s because we don't need any rallies at this point in the game. There we go, 4 and a 2. So now attacks are usually going to be basically activating something that's next to another hex. So we're going to be using moves mainly. Those are 1s, 2s and 3s. So I'm going to allocate that to the horse there, a 3 there, I've got 2s and 3s here. I might just send my muskets forward, there. I'm going to use this attack dice. I've got the cannon there, but useless. Cannon in this game just basically shoot up a row. So in this case, as long as anything moves in this particular column, I can attack it, but at the moment I'm a bit useless. Luckily the royalists have deployed accidentally either side, keeping out the way. Cowardly swine. So I'm going to basically abandon those. You don't need to activate those, so those will stay unactivated for this turn. So what I'm going to do is we'll start activating unit 1 at a time. So we'll go left to right, and I'm told that basically everything moves 1 hex except cavalry that move 2. Obviously if you've moved and you're adjacent to something, you can attack as well. That's like a free pile in action. So let's move 2. Let's go straight forward towards that horse there. Let's move our muskets forward, trying to head for those woods there. Let's move these muskets out of the woods bravely. They've got a range of 3, so that puts anything in there in range if it moves. And we're going to move 1, 2 with our horse at the side. So basically moving in a sort of pincer movement for the moment, double envelopment I wish. Alright, that's our side done. Now we activate the royalists. And we start from the top, and it says you activate units in order below, then the bottom to the top of the map, left to right. So the first turn it tells you which sequence order, and then after that you basically start from the bottom and you move up, activating things in sequence. So in this case, the cannon is first, and there's the royalist cannon, and it says it will attack the nearest unit in the same column and end its move. Now, how I've been playing it is basically cannons shoot over the top of anything that's in their way. So in this case, it's going to attack those muskets there. The range on the cannon is 8, so it can always attack anything on the board. So that's 8 hexes. And what it does is it's you roll 2 dice, and you're aiming to get equal to or more than a given target. So if we look at here, we can see that cannon are going to need to hit those muskets 8+. Now, is there any defender? Now, there's trees in the way, so they're having to shoot through the trees there, so that makes it 9 or more. Let's see what they get. 6, so the shot goes wide. Not a problem. Next, now, cavalry. Cavalry here. It says that they will, first of all, they'll attack an adjacent unit. There's nothing adjacent. Then they'll move adjacent to and charge attack the nearest musket, then cannon, then cavalry, but not pike, so they won't go charging into pike unit. If there's not that, then you roll the dice. 1 or 2, nothing happens. 3 or 4, they move 2 hexes towards the nearest musket. 5 or 6, they move towards the nearest cannon or cavalry. So, as they can move adjacent to and charge attack the nearest, not cannon, not musket, but cavalry, they're going to do that. So they're going to basically go thundering forward and attack. Now, basically, a hex is sacrosanct, as it were. So once you're in a hex, you can't double up in a hex. Once you're adjacent to something as well, you can't move away, you're locked in combat. So we're going to attack here to here. So that's going to be cavalry versus cavalry is an 8. So they're all 2 dice. I'll use the ones that's already in here. 7. So nothing happens there. They're locked in melee combat. Next, let's have a look over here. So can they move 2? Yes, they can. 1, 2, and into combat with that horse on that side. Impetuous royalists. Nothing there as well, but locks the battle in those places. Now, musketeers, what do we have? 1, 2, 3 there. First of all, they will attack the nearest unit in range, preferring musket, pike, then cavalry. Anything within 3? 1, 2, 3? No. No, no, no. Nothing within 3 hexes of any of those. So what they're going to do is go to the next option, which is 4, 5 or 6, they'll move a hex towards the nearest unit, favouring horizontal moves. Okay. So, then first of all, 4 up, they'll move, 1, 2 or 3, they stay where they are. Okay, they will move that way, towards the nearest unit, favouring a horizontal move. Central one, stay where they are, and our friends there also stay where they are, which is good because they're actually blocked in anyway, so they won't be able to move through their other. You can move through friendlies as long as you can get to the other side, and also in retreating we'll find that as well. Right, pikemen, they'll again attack anything adjacent, nothing adjacent. They'll move and charge attack anything, preferring cavalry. Quite interesting, this mechanic has them charging into cavalry unit. Or 3 up, they'll move towards the nearest enemy unit, again preferring horizontal moves. So nothing's in a position that they could charge in, so we'll just see if they move or not. I'll still start with this chap here. He stays where he is. The central one also stays where he is. This is a good dice for me. And the one in hex 10, he does move, and he's going to head towards the nearest pike, cavalry or musket. There's cavalry there, so he's going to move straight towards it. Not necessarily favouring a horizontal move, but he's going to just go straight forward. There we are, and that's the royalist turn done. So now we move the turn tracker on, and we start again. Now I've still got 7 units on the board. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'll roll 7 dice and see what orders I get to spread around my army. Okay, so again, some 6s there for rallying. I don't need any rallying this time, so I'm going to re-roll those because I'm allowed 1 re-roll. That's not bad. So I can use 4, 5s and 6s as attacks, so that sounds good. I'm going to use, tell them to attack here, tell them to attack here. Now, 1, 2, 3. I could use an attack there. It's not doing anything, so I could actually move my cannon and move my pike. Actually, I could move the entire pike and cannon forward, get them off the back line, and then these muskets here, I'm going to move them. The 3. Okay, so that's all the orders placed out, and we'll start with keeping easy the moves first of all. So that's a move, and they're going to go into the woods there, keep themselves safe. They're going to step forward. They're also going to step forward. That I'm going to move it that side to there, so I'm going to pull behind them. Now, these muskets are going to attack, so we just count the hexes. 1, 2, 3. Those horse are within range. So, Musketeer versus Cavalry, 9 or more. However, they get an assist because I've got a unit that's in a position to attack. That adds 1 to their roll, or should we say, reduces it. So for each unit that could attack the target unit, -1 to your hit roll. So that's going to make it an 8 to attack. So the muskets are going to have a crack at those there. Now the problem would be, if I demoralise them enough and make them flee, I lose the attack here. They'll flee out. So I'm actually going to switch it around. I'm going to attack with these guys first. If they demoralise, they're demoralised. If they move away, those won't be able to attack anyway. But better to do that and not waste. So Cavalry versus Cavalry is an 8, but because the muskets could attack as well, 1, 2, 3, that makes it a 7. So this is a better option here. So we're going to attack with the support of the muskets. They give a volley as they into the melee, probably hitting their own side, no lie guys. And we're looking for Cavalry or Cavalry 7s. Excellent. So you see we rolled an 8. Now, as that is 1 more than what we need, they are forced to retreat 1 hex, and they always retreat up or down the column back towards the baseline. So they are demoralised and move back, and we mark that by putting a little arrow to show they're going back. Now in their turn, if they don't rally, they will make a move backwards of 2 spaces, which of course in this case will take them 1, 2, and off the board and gone, because if they move through their own side, they basically, it doesn't count, so they have to move through. So if you were here and you had, for example, retreated 1, that would take you off the board. If you were here and you retreated 2, 1, 2, 2 is off the board, if you see what I mean. So, a worthwhile attack, and they're stuck. However, this sort of wastes their attack, though they did support it, so that comes off as well. Now, same over here. Now, this cavalry unit is going to attack this horse unit here, cavalry horse. I use the terms interchangeably. They're going to have some support. The muskets are here, and they could attack. So that again makes it a 7 or more. Ganged up on the royalists here. A 6, not enough. So again, locked in combat, and they're stuck there. That would have been dangerous, however. If I had managed to make them retreat, they would have had to go through the pike and out the other side here, also making it difficult for them to get back in. If you get, however many you get more than the target number is how many spaces you need to retreat. So a 12, as you'd only needed to get a 7, would be 5 spaces. So you'd have to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you see, a very successful attack can cause a complete rout of an enemy unit off the board. Okay, that's everything done on our side. We've got a unit about to flee there, hopefully. So a melee on one side, and we're doing fairly well on the right hand side there. Let's see what happens with the royalists in this case. So we're going to now start at the bottom and work our way up. So cavalry first of all. Cavalry there will attack an adjacent unit. Fantastic. So can they attack? Yes they can. Do they get any support? These pike could only attack adjacent, so no. 1, 2, 3. No, the muskets can't give any support, so it's just a straight up roll of cavalry is 8 or more. Might be worth checking if I get any supporting help though. I don't think you do it. I think it's just when you attack. Okay, if you're demoralised, you can't provide any supporting bonus. And when a unit attacks an enemy, it receives a -1 bonus to the hit rally for each other friendly unit, which is a position from which you could attack the target. Okay, so we don't get any defences when I'm attacking. That keeps it simple. You could, of course, house rule that yourself and make it more complicated if you wanted to. But why bother? This is quite quick and easy. So, 8s we're looking for. Oh dear! 6, 7, 8, 9. So the royalists smash quite hard into that. So they take a demoralising hit, and because 9 is 1 more than 8, they have to fall back 1 space and are retreating. Now of course I'll need to have a 6 to rally them. They can't do anything else except rally, but if they don't, in the next turn they'll go back another 2 spaces, which will take them to the trees there. I'd need to rally them there, or they'd be in trouble. We'll see what happens next. So they've been activated. These here, now with the AI, because they don't get dice to roll up, we need to check if they will flee or not. So, as they are AI, they need to roll a 5 or 6 to rally themselves. Let's see what they do. They don't, so it flees 2 spaces. That would be through them. 1, 2. They flee off the board. So we've done okay there. We've actually driven off our first royalist horse unit, and they can't come back. They're off the board. Now, what else do we have? Pike next. What do the pike do? Move to attack things, as I remember. Move adjacent to an attack unit, preferring cavalry, musket, and then pike. So they're going to favour our horizontal move. Their nearest is that way, so they're going to presumably favour. They might go a horizontal move that way, and our friends here will come down. Oh, I beg your pardon, I've done that wrong. No, it's an attack or it's a roll with a dice. Let's put those back. So, those first of all, a 5, they do move, so they go there. It's a 4, 5 or 6 to get the pike moving. Beg your pardon, it's a 3 up. Nope, they stay where they are, and those guys there, they do move, so they're going to just come down off the hill and support the centre there. Now, muskets, they're going to attack anything in range. 1, 2, 3. So let's use those first of all. So they're going to shoot at those guys there. Muskets versus cavalry is 9. No help there. Nothing. That's good. One time I do roll double 1 and actually appreciate it. Now, our muskets on the top there. They have got nothing to shoot at. So they're going to move on a 4 up. Nope. And the guys at the centre. Nope. And the cannon at the back is going to shoot the muskets who are in the trees, so that's going to -1. Cannon versus musketeers is a 9. Kaboom, bounces, doesn't hit. Splendid. Okay, now then, on to turn 3. Now, I've still got the same number of units, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and a 7. Let's roll up and see what we get. Now then, I could really do with a rally here. So, as I've got some doubles there, I'm going to re-roll these and hopefully get a 6 out of it, which is going to be of use. Yes, that's useful. So, I'm going to give the rally order to them. I'll probably give an attack order, which is 4, 5. Oh, 4, 5, 6. I can use 6s as attacks. So I've got 4, 5, 6. Right, I've got 2 attacks and 4 moves. So I think they're going to get an attack. Useful. I'll give the cannon an attack order, and then I'm going to give a move order to those there. I'm going to move everything else, I think. That's a move. As we found, if you stick on your baseline, the moment you start falling back, you can be fleeing off the table. So if you push up the table, it gives you time to fall back and rally an army that could get into trouble. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to burn this, and it rallies our unit automatically. Unlike the AI, we don't need to roll. It just comes off, but that's all we can do. So they're sat there, but they have rallied, ready to go back into the fray. Let's start moving up some of these other guys as well. I'm going to move that pike forward to support there. This pike is going to move that way as well, keep it together. And these muskets are going to move that way, keep everything together. And let's now use our cannon, and we'll shoot what's easiest. Cannon, pike or musket is at 8 either way. So the cannon at those pike are there. That's going to be 2 dice and 8s we need. 7, not quite. Good shot. Ranging in, but not quite enough. Now these muskets here. Now, if we have a go at pike, that's easier than cavalry. So we can pick our target. We're going to shoot at those pike there. Driving off the cavalry would probably help, but let's try against the pike to make it easier. We need 8s. Nope, missed there, or as you might say, didn't cause enough casualties. Now over here is interesting. So you're given this a move order, but of course if you move and you find yourself adjacent to something, you can attack it. So they're going to go 1, 2, and attack those muskets there. No support, nothing else to assist them. So cavalry charging in on muskets is actually a 6 up. If you look at the chart here. Yeah, catching muskets in the open is pretty good for the cavalry. So 6 or more winning. Oh, a 10! So obviously they're going to retreat 4 spaces. In this case, well off. So they flee. Not bad. So we've sort of towelled up the royalists' left-hand side on our right. And now we just need to swing round and take out the rest of it if possible. I've still got a few turns left to do it. Other than that, we're all done. Over to the royalist side. Now I'm going to speak completely too soon now and say this is the best I've done on this particular scenario so far, and I've played it 3 times since Christmas and failed every time. So, that having put the complete kibosh on me having a chance of winning this, let's carry on with the royalists. Starting from the bottom and moving up, the cavalry will attack an adjacent unit or will move adjacent to and charge attack the nearest musket, cannon, and cavalry. So there are muskets in those trees. The defender in trees gives them a +1 bonus though, which is handy. So they're going to basically go like this into here, and they're going to attack these muskets here. So defender being in trees, cavalry versus musketeers is 6. Defender in trees gives it us a +1, so it's 7. Luckily it doesn't move them in first, but if they move in they may find they get a bonus with the cavalry still there. So, what do we say, 7? A 7! Now, as that's bang on the number necessary, they are demoralised but they don't retreat. They only retreat if they get over the target number. If you hit the number, they're demoralised. If you get over it, they start falling back. Now, something that's quite nasty is, if you manage to demoralise an already demoralised unit, first of all, attacking a unit which is already demoralised gets a bonus of -1 to your hit. And if you actually hit, if it was already demoralised, it's immediately removed from the game. So if you've already hit and demoralised, if you hit again and demoralised again, regardless of where you are or how much by, even meat will destroy it. So they're in some quite serious trouble at the moment. Because as we move up, the next thing is the pike. So the pike will attack an adjacent unit, but there isn't one. They'll move adjacent to and charge attack a unit, preferring cavalry, musket, then pike. So they can move one's hex and charge attack that unit. So they basically go piling into the woods and attack those muskets there. Now, the defender is in the trees, so that's +1. The defender unit is demoralised, which is a -1, so it cancels it out. So pikemen versus musketeers is a 7 up. And they fail. Thank goodness for that. Now, that might have just held that line there. So, we now move on to these pike. They're going to move adjacent to an attack, charge attack. Well, they can't, so they're going to have to roll the dice. A 3 or more, they will move. They do, so they're going to move this way towards the nearest unit. Our next pike here, 3 or more, and they'll move. They don't, they stay where they are. Now, muskets, 2, 3 is the range, 1, 2, 3 is the range. So the horse, cunningly, are just out of range here. They're going to have to go into range to get anything, and also attacker being on the higher ground than a target also helps. Which really, I think I should make sure I should add one for the cannon as they're shooting up. So I will do that next turn. To be fair, shooting up at a target doesn't seem to have anything. No, it doesn't have any bonus. But if you're on higher ground than the target, you get a plus. You get a -1 to the hit. So cavalry moving in here. Yeah, they'd probably have to go up onto the hill and then come along at level ground. Right. Sorry, I digress. Where was I? Muskets, yes. So they're going to 4 or more, they'll move closer. They do. So they're going to go closer there. And the muskets at the back. Stay where they are. Now the cannon will attack the nearest column and the unit in the same column. So that's these muskets here. So again, we decided that being in the trees gives them a -1, but being higher than the target gives them a +1. So it is cannon versus musketeers it's an 8. The cannon is 8 against anything apart from cavalry, which is 9. And however, defending unit is demoralised, -1, so that actually takes it down to a 7. Oh, 6! Very lucky. So, despite being come under severe attacks, the musketeers hold on to that little copse of trees. Well done, lads. Okay, that's everything there. We move on to turn number 4. Now then, I've still got miraculously the same number of troops, so I will be needing to rally again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's good enough for 6. So, 6 we're obviously going to play on them. Now, a 5. I think we might use the 5 to attack with our recently rallied horse here. You can see that there. And now we can, of course, move and attack with our pike. Right, move with our other pike there. Let's do an attack with our muskets, who are now in range. Let's move our horse over here, and we're going to have to just move, or maybe not, our cannon. So, first of all, we'll use that one, and rally that off. Now, we'll use that to move first of all, so we're going to go 1, 2, up onto the hill, as we discussed before. It's him sweeping round. And step forward there. As for in terms of line of sight, I think we're just ruling that 1, 2, 3 they can see across. Anyone who knows the game more than me or has looked at it in more detail, please comment. But we're running that as they can see. So they've moved. The cannon we're going to leave where it is. Now, let's attack those. So, they attack them. They could assist, so that's horse versus horse. 8, that makes it, the additional 1 makes it 7, so they need 7s to attack those horses. Nope, that's not very useful. Now, they were rallied, they're fine. I'm going to move. And as they move, they can attack something adjacent, so they're going to attack that to try and keep the muskets safe. So, as they could be attacked by that as well, that gives them an additional -1. So pikeman versus pikeman, 8 makes it a 7. So they're going to attack these pike here, needing a 7 to do anything. 5 is not very good. And lastly, the muskets here are going to attack those pike, and because they get some supporting damage from that pike there now, that's muskets on pikeman is 8, that makes it a 7 as well. Can I roll a 7 on 2 dice? Statistically you should, but didn't I say that it was now going to go all completely to pot? Of course. This is how the game goes. Right, so we've sort of stayed the line a bit, but now the muskets and the pike are engaging, and there's still a cavalry melee happening on the side. Right, over to the royalists. So, start at the bottom, left to right. Cavalry will attack an adjacent unit, preferring musket. So they're going to actually prefer to attack the muskets in that copse of trees, according to the AI here. The defender in the trees is a +1, so cavalry versus muskets is 6. That makes it a 7. They've got some support there, makes it a 6 again. So 6s. Let's see what they do. Oh, a 10. That's devastatingly bad. So 6, 10 means we go back 4. 1, 2, 3. They actually flee off the table altogether. Finally routed off the field. Great. Now, the pike here. What are they going to do? They're going to attack something adjacent, preferring cavalry, musket, or pike. Pike it is, and they do have some supporting pike there. So, pike versus pike should be 8. That makes it a 7 as they're ganging up on this particular battalion here. Oh, 10. Oh, wonderful. So, go back 3. 1, 2, 3. No, they have to flee back. They go back through the cannon and flee off the table. Now it's all falling apart. Right. Muskets now. They will attack them. 1, 2, 3. So, no bonuses or anything for higher ground. Nope. So, muskets versus cavalry, 9s. They miss, thank goodness. They will do the same here. Who knows, I've just forgotten that pike there, but we'll do that in a moment. Oh, 9 is 10, so they are demoralised and they move back 1 space. That's okay, plenty of space to rally them. And this pike unit here will, on a 4, move towards the nearest cavalry. Like that, okay. They're forming a solid line of royalists that way. Right. Oh, and as there's nothing on this particular line of hexes now, the cannon will simply move towards where there's some left or right to where there is something, so they're going to remove that way. Obviously a move for the cannon means they can't shoot. Right, on to turn 5, and it's going very badly wrong. I still need to get rid of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, what's that? 6. I've only got a cannon and 4 units left to do it with, one of which is demoralised. So, because I've lost 2 units, I roll dice per unit I've got left. 2, 3, 4, 5. Last turn was pretty devastating. Obviously this limits the pool of orders I can give. But that's not so bad. We've got a 4, a 3, a 6. Is that enough? Do we need to reroll anything? Well, there's a rally that we need. We can get an attack out of that, which is good. And a move. I could probably do with another. See, I'm going to reroll these. I could probably do with one more attack, which we get. There we go. So we're going to tell them to rally. We'll tell them to attack. We'll tell them to attack. We'll tell them to move. Or shall I attack with a cannon? Pike on pike would be an 8 and a 7. Cannon would be the same, really. So I'll take the fights to the enemy. Why not? So we'll leave the cannon where it is. Could always move it, but it's got a lot of targets there. They've all sort of fallen in line, quite literally. So let's go around. Take that off. Rally those troops there. That's good for next turn. I'm going to attack here. That's going to be horse versus horse. So that's an 8 they need. A 10. That's good. So 10. They go back 2 spaces and they are demoralised. And of course if they fail to rally they'll have to move 2 spaces each turn, which would be 1, 2 and off the board, so that could be enough. Now pike are going to be clever. They're going to move 1 to there and attack there. We get a charge attack. So pike on pike is 8, but with the muskets in support. To us it's support there as well. Actually they could, that's minus 8, 7, 6, let's say 6. Ooh, and with a 9 they go back 3 spaces. 1, 2, 3, they actually flee off board. Pinned and ploughing back into their own traffic jam. Now, these muskets can go 1, 2, 3 and attack those pike there. So, muskets versus pike is going to be an 8. Anyone else can attack them? No, they're in a straight line, not in the same column. So, it's just a straightforward 8 more. Oh, and with a 7, that would have been handy, but not quite. Right, well, okay, that's made it interesting. We might have just held the line a bit there. Back over to the enemy. So, the pike, they're going to attack an adjacent unit, there isn't one. Move and attack a unit preferring cavalry. Okay, so they go this way and charge attack my cavalry, which is a 7 or more, and there is support from that cannon. So 6 or more. This could be bad. A 3. It's not. They're fine. Thank goodness. Now we move up, and let's go on this line here. So 5 or 6 to rally them. A 6 they do. That's unfortunate. I could have done with them running off. Pike here. They're going to move. They're going to go straight forward to there. And attack that pike. That's going to be an 8. 1, 2, 3. Got some support from the muskets there. So that's a 7. A 6. Not enough. Very good. So they've rallied. Muskets are going to attack the nearest unit in range, and they will as well. So they're going to both attack there. That will be a musket. 8. 8 for them and 8 for them. So 8 first of all. Oh god. 11. Right, 9, 10, 11. They flee back 3 to there, demoralised. Fortunately, that means that those don't fire at them. Instead, they're going to move to there. And the cannon's going to shoot down at the horse. Cannon needs a 9, 8, that's a 7. A 3, it misses. Goodness, the cannon has been useless today, thankfully. Right, that's everything from that turn. Is everything demoralised? Not yet. Turn 6, time's running out. Now I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 still. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I could have done with the rally there. I've got a double 5, so I can re-roll those. Let's keep those as they are and re-roll the 5s. Hope we get a 6. No, that's not so good. I'm going to be in trouble there. So, obviously I can't issue them anything, they're going to just fall back. A 4, 5 or 6 attacks, I've only got 1 attack. Give that to them. They're stuck there, they can't do anything. I could charge attack. Oh no, they can't go far enough. Maybe that would be a better move. Actually, just play the cannon, actually, because them attacking pike is really tricky. Cavalry versus pike is 9, so yeah, that's shoot instead with that. I can't move. I could move with them. No other attacks. Yeah, they're locked in. They're locked in. I can attack that. I can't relay that. I'll give that one a move. So it might be of use. Bin off the rest. So, yes, they're going to take a move. Why not? Let's move them there. I think that's actually quite good. Yeah. Now, they didn't get to rally, so they have to move back 2 spaces, 1 into the trees. So they need to rally next turn, or they will be off the table. Now, we'll attack with them, so that's going to be versus pike, which is going to be an 8 up. That makes it a 7. That makes it a 6, because the muskets are 1, 2, 3, and they can attack as well. So, 6 or more, we could do with something good here. 6, 7, it's enough, so they move back 1. And are demoralised. Find out soon if it's enough. Right, over to the Royalists again. So we'll start down here. The pike are going to attack anything adjacent, which is those horses. They do get some assistance from the cannon, shooting over the top as well, but nothing else. So pike versus cavalry is 7. It's a 6 up. This is probably going to be bad. 7. Ooh. So they do fall back 1 and are demoralised. These pike here need to rally 5 or 6. A 5. Okay, they've been doing well with the rallying rolls. The horse here, they will attack an adjacent unit, move and attack musket, cannon, cavalry, not pike. So they can't go 1, 2 and attack that because it's pike, they won't do that. Other than that, it's a dice, 3 or more, and they move. And they do are 4. 2 hexes towards the nearest musket, cavalry, cannon. Musket is that way, so I'm going to go 1, 2, that direction. And our pike up there rallied. So the muskets, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. They're both going to shoot it to them. So they're going to shoot first of all into the pike. 8 makes it a 7 with the assist. 8, oh dear. They fall back. Disorganised, demoralised, fleeing. It does, however, take them out of range of them, who are now going to only move on a 4 or more, which they do, so they're going to, actually they'll just move forward. And the cannon will shoot at the already fleeing cavalry. Cavalry versus cavalry is a 9, they're demoralised, so that's an 8, and they're on higher ground, that's a 7. Oh, double 6. Goodbye, horse. Didn't like was never much of a donkey walloper anyway. Off they go. Right. Ugh. Turn 7. As as you see, it's going badly wrong. I don't think I can pull this one out of the bag. So I need 4 dice now. We'll fight to the end, however, for Parliament. Oh, look at that. 2 6s, actually, and an attack and a move. Yeah, and why not? We'll keep that. So, that's going to be a rally. That's going to be a rally. They might as well be an attack, and they might as well be a move. Yeah, that's all we can do. So, we will rally them. We will rally them. They're going to move... maybe there. Maybe there, they'll come through the trees and attack me if they want to. If I move here, sort of defending the cannon a little. I can still attack them next turn. Okay, we'll stay there. They, however, are going to attack those pike there. Long range, lobbing a shot in. Against the pike is an 8 or more. Ooh, a 9. So they retreat back 1, which they can't manage, so they have to sort of leapfrog over onto 3. That's not bad. If they fail their roll next turn, they'll wander straight off the battlefield. Not bad effort there, lads. Right, back over to the Royalists. Going faster now, there's hardly anything on the table. So, are they going to move pikemen? Will they move and attack and adjacent? Nothing there. Move, attack and charge attack at the unit preferring cavalry, musket, pike. They can't do that, so they're going to move on a 3 or more. Which they do. 5 or 6 is 1 hex towards nearest pike, then cavalries. So they're going to move there. And cavalry, move adjacent to a charge attack nearest musket. Cannon, cavalry, not pike. Okay, so they can probably... They can move... Now, if they move there, they're stuck. So they'd have to move... 1, 2... They can move through the trees, so they'll come through that way. You can move through, according to the rules in the book. So you're going to move through and attack those muskets there. So, cavalry versus muskets is a 6-up. This isn't going to go well. Nothing else to support them? Nope. So it's a 6. Ooh, it's a 6, so they do take a demoralising hit in place, but they don't retreat. So that stops them from doing a runner. Now the muskets, they're going to attack that pike there, because that's in range. Muskets versus pike is 8 up. Okay, no support. Oh god, that's a demoralising hit on the pike there as well, so they're stuck in place. And those muskets will 4 or more move. Nope, they stay where they are. The pike here, 5 or more rally. No, they flee. Okay, that's good. I've got rid of 3 of the enemy. Still not looking good. And the cannon will take a move this direction. I see they go. Stay on the back line. To go and find some worthy targets. Right, turn 8. Time is definitely running out. 3 turns left. So 4 on the board. Let's rally those. We do get a rally. That's good. Do we get anything we can do? Yeah, we can double one of those actually. It doesn't get us any extra rallies. Okay, so the pikemen can back, the muskets can't. So we'll rally the muskets. In this place. They can't do anything to them. We can attack with the cannon. We can move with the horse. And that's about it. Yes, we'll do that. So, muskets rallied. Yay for them. The pike have to move back 2. Staying disordered. This horse is going to move. 1, 2. So there. And the cannon is going to attack those muskets up on the hill there. That's an 8 or more. Ugh, which they fail. Alright, well that's as good as we can get. We need to rally those pike next turn or they'll be fleeing again. Now, over to the Royalists. They're going to attack as there's something adjacent. and there's nothing else to assist them, so cavalry versus musketeers. Ooh, that's a 6 up. That's not going to be good. 6, 7, 8. Ah, they are demoralised and they flee. Off the table. Pike, they can't make a move. They can't make a move and attack, so they're going to see if they do move, which is be a 3 up. It is, and they're going to move a hex towards the nearest cavalry. So they're going to go that way, which draws them out against the cannon, which could be fun. 1, 2, 3. Now, muskets are not in range of anything, so they're going to move on a 4 or more, which they do. Straightforward, and they're going to move on a 4 or more, which they don't. And the cannon's going to have to move again to counter battery. Turn 9. 3 left. No doubles, so I've lost the pike this turn. Good rate. We will try and go out flying, so we're going to attack with them. We're going to move with them. I'm going to leave them where they are. Right, so move first of all. Add masses to that. So they move back 2. They're gone. Drat. They're going to go 1, 2. Around the trees to attack them. That's no support. So cavalry was a 6 up. Come on. Oh, 5. Useless. They're going to shoot at the pike, who are very, very close to them. Which we actually know. Do we have to shoot at the nearest target? Oh. I think it is the nearest unit that you have to shoot. It would be nice to be able to attack something, but I think they would attack the nearest thing. Oh, cannons can only attack the nearest enemy unit in the same vertical column of hexes as the firing cannon. Right, so they do have to have a go at that pike there. So, against the pike, I have a funny feeling that that's an 8, really standard. Cannon versus pike is 8. It is an 8, okay. So, demoralised in place. Super. Now, what are the Royalists going to do? Probably sweep what's left of me off the field. So the Royalist horse are going to attack an adjacent unit, or move adjacent to a charge attack the nearest musket and cannon. Well, there's a cannon there. And cavalry versus cannon. Oh, it's a 6. Yeah. 4, 5, 6, 7. But off they go. The cannon is flee, spiking their guns as they go. You would hope. Now, roll a dice for them. They don't, so they flee back 2. Bit late now. The musketeers are locked in place, so they're going to have to attack the cavalry, which is a plus 9. 9 or more to attack them. Obviously, no bonus from the pike because the pike are disordered. Nope, they don't cause any damage there. Muskets, they're kind of blocked, I would say, there actually, so they're going to have to move on a 4 up. Which they don't, and the cannon would just move back there to get a line of sight on the last unit. Right, turn 10 is the last go. Let's see if I can do something here. What do I get? A 4, which fortunately is an attack. So I'm going to attack those pike there. So that's going to be cavalry versus pike is a 9, but it makes it an 8. To be honest, I might as well go for the musketeers. But if I just even equal it, they're instantly destroyed. Let's see if we can get more of the enemy routing than necessary. So let's go. That's a shame, because they're going to go 1, 2 if they fail to go back there. Let's hit the muskets then, and that's going to be 6 or more. Not enough with the 5. Right. Last roll this turn. Play that out, and then we'll see we'll see how they've won, should I say. So, first of all, they're going to attack or move attack and charge. Right, so they turn, and unusually for the Royalist, turn and attack 1, 2. And they get an assist from the muskets as everyone piles into the middle, so cavalry on cavalry is an 8, that makes it a 7, that makes it a 6, and a 3, they fail, excellent. The pike failed to rally, so go back 1, 2, still disordered. The muskets have to attack because there's someone next to them, which is 9, makes it an 8 because they're getting some help there, they fail. And the muskets here, 1, 2, 3, will go for a 9, a 10, yes, they can't be there. The parliamentarians started to flee. They move to there, fleeing back through the enemy position there, which means that the cannon is now going to attack them. They're higher, so that makes it a cannon versus cavalry is a 9, higher makes it an 8, disorder makes it a 7, assist there makes it a 6. If they were to the side, you might be saying it, but a 6 is what I got. Oh, it happens a 9, so 3, 1, 2, 3, and the parliamentarians are swept from the field with gunshots ringing around their ears. The last of the parliamentarian horse flee the field. Well, there we go, I lost again. Didn't I say it was going to go badly wrong? Wonderful thing about this game system is it does spin on you quite quickly. You end up with it turning tables like that. But there's a brief look through for the Battle of Edgehill on the very excellent Battles of the English Civil War, a solitaire war game by Mike Lambo. Thank you very much, Mike, if you ever watch this. I've certainly enjoyed it. It's a nice, simple game system. Certainly been one that's been nice when small people have gone to bed. You can just sit and say there. It's taken an hour, and I've played out a full battle on my own to a conclusion, not necessarily satisfying for Parliament. Thanks everybody for watching, and if you liked it, give us a message. If you didn't, give us a message. Me and Derek might be looking at doing some more of our small DBA games, because that's the one on YouTube which has got stupid amounts of views for some reason. But in the meantime, a pox on Parliament, God save King Charles the First one, and we'll see you all next time for some more fun and games. Thanks very much, and have a good evening.